All right, so first things first, what kind of tools you need? All right, so your basic hand tools will work just fine for this. Get you a good, I got Snap-on stuff. It's just what I've always had, been in the shop for years. Long handle ratchet works real good, and in my situation, due to the size of the bolt on my idler pulley, takes a 16 millimeter shallow well. I use millimeter. I know we're not British. This isn't England. This is America. Everybody uses standard. You know what? Whatever. I'm using metric. I always have, always will. It's just gonna be easier that way. This works real well. First thing you need to do is take your belt off, obviously, make things easier. Then you're also gonna need an assortment of different size deep well sockets, 13, 14, and you're looking at, in some instances, a 17. Now, unless, old Billy Bob put your car back together, this is the stuff that's on there from the factory, the size it's gonna fit. Now, I can't guarantee yours are gonna be that way. Like I said, it all depends on who put it together. For the back side of the AC compressor on the back bracket, there's a bolt that you actually loosen up and not take it out. You don't take the bolt out of it, you just loosen it up, and the compressor actually slides over. I always use a 13 millimeter swivel head and a long extension to reach down behind there. Also, good flashlight. Got to have good light if you're blind like me. Small screwdriver to pop the wiring harness loose on the compressor. I use a battery impact right here, 3/8 drive, and a 3/8 drive battery powered ratchet. Starting out doing this in the shop years ago when I was out of high school, didn't have anything like this, obviously, because in the 2000s these really weren't popular yet. Did everything by hand. If you don't have anything like that, I would highly suggest save your lunch money and get you some, because it make life a lot easier, and it beats the hell out of dragging an air hose around and beating the side of your car up with that. I do have that stuff still, but I choose not to use it unless these don't want to cooperate and something wants to fight me. Then I'll drag out the heavy artillery, which I call AKA the air tools. All right, so that's a description of kind of what you're gonna need. Things, like I said, in your application might be different, but if they are, don't blame me, blame the fool that put it together. So we're gonna see if we can get you going on me starting to take this stuff apart and get you a little video on that. All right, hope everybody survived the time lapse. Bear with me if it sucked. I know you probably couldn't see a lot. It's kind of hard with my fat ass in the way. So, the offending bracket, so we're talking about, this one is the front bracket that bolts to the studs that come off your water pump. And in this little area here and down here is where the front bolts for the AC compressor go. All right, this one tends to get a little nasty on top. It's real visible around the front down here, because you do go to some places and there's some people that will pick your car to death, especially if you're doing an MCA show, anything like that. Those guys are real nutty about how things look. Yeah, sure, from the factory some of this stuff does get a rust look to it, and that is natural, but me being Captain OCD here, I don't like that. So yeah, on the 93 GT that I just did, I cleaned this bracket up, got it back to looking original, and then I used some high temp clear from BHT to seal that look up, make it look good. Because like I said, that was on a 4,600 mile, all original 93 GT, and I want it to look absolutely exactly how it should. The other bracket, this is the one that sits behind your AC compressor, bolts to the back of it like this. It's got a slotted area right here. What that does, that allows, when you take it apart, that allows you just to loosen this bolt up, take this bolt out, and then the whole compressor assembly would slide off of the main bracket that goes right above your power steering pump bracket. This one definitely gets nasty. Water sits there, lives on it, and causes rust, and it looks like crap. So my car being somewhat modified, yes, to some of y'all that know me, I am stuck in the 90s with originality. I like the old school stuff, but being a modified car, I like to get these cleaned up and give them a nice shot of paint. Makes them look a little bit better. First things first, usually I go over it with Vapo Rust. You guys can find this at any O'Reilly's auto parts stores where I get it at. Put it in a spray bottle. Directions say to let stuff soak for hours on end. I do not do that. Put it in a spray bottle, shoot it to it. Give it a little scrubbing, steel bristle brush, Also, I really like to use Scotch-Brite. Simple stuff. Get the gray. This is the maroon. I've got gray in here also. Maroon's a little bit more aggressive than the gray is. Gray's more like a 400 grit, if I'm not mistaken, equivalent. I'm not a body guy. They would know more of that to tell you that than me. Another little combination. I have some stuff. Guy from Blue Ridge 226 is the name of the product. It's a great degreaser. Any degreaser will work. Simple green, super clean, purple power. Just don't get it on anything that you like. If it's aluminum, it will definitely etch it. But just on this stuff being off the car, you're in good shape. Also, a little trick that I also used back when I was doing, I'm still in trucking, but when I owned my own truck, did a lot of aluminum polish work on my fuel tanks and wheels. Aluminum brightener, also called wire and mag wheel cleaner. This is a acid. Matter of fact, I can't tell you exactly what acid it is. Hydrofluoric acid. Okay, in layman's terms, don't drink it. Don't dip your hands in it. Don't wash your dog in it. Don't wash your kids in it. Wear safety goggles and definitely gloves, because if you think brake cleaner burns when you get it on your hands, brother, you ain't seen nothing yet when you wear some of this stuff around. So always wear your PPE, because I'm not going to be responsible for your stupid move if you don't and you have no skin left. Just kidding. It's really not going to burn your skin off. It's just going to hurt real bad. That's another thing I like to use when it comes to cleaning metal. Any kind of aluminum-based product, you're going to get like a white foamy look to it. That means it's working. Basically opens the pores of the aluminum or the other metals up and allows the stuff to, you know, kind of burns the dirt and crap off of it, so to speak. Some of this stuff won't work for your application. Different things you might want to try. Don't mix them all together, obviously, because, you know, we don't want you to be passed out in your driveway and your neighbor's riding by thinking you're taking a little snooze. So anyway, use this kind of stuff here. Also in combination, before you know, when you're doing a little cleaning, if you have a little problem, I like to take, I've got a wire wheel mounted to my drill press in the workroom in here behind me, or that way. I use it a lot to clean a lot of metal with. Also, on the end of a angle head die grinder, this one's about wore out, I gotta get a new one, but a wire wheel on that also helps with a little bit of compressed air, or if you don't have compressed air, you can use a drill. Also, wear your safety goggles. These little things will fly out and they will go in your eyeballs and they will hurt you. They'll also stick in your shirt and your pants and anywhere else. So just keep that in mind when you're using tools that run at high RPM. A combination of all that stuff together. All right, good. We get everything done. We get it all clean. Like I said, that's a little detailed job. I think everybody, it's pretty self-explanatory on how to clean stuff. Go through this, get it clean good. Go through this, get it clean good. All right, everything's done, everything's dry, everybody's happy. You got a couple choices. You can either leave it as is, clean metal, cast look, and shoot it with some high temp satin clear, or you can do the aluminum blast look, or if you like, there's different kinds of high temp paint you can use for engine stuff. You know, this is just one I picked out the other day, made by Seymour, thought I'd give it a try. And then I'll, of course, follow it up with the satin clear to give it a little extra protection. That's just my personal preference. You guys can do them in black. You can do them, you know, whatever color in your imagination that you could possibly think of, whatever works. But that's normally what I go with. So I hope that gives everybody a pretty good idea on what to use and how to use it. Safety precautions, common sense, again, PPE, safety glasses, gloves, common sense, please, common sense. That's the most important one. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump on getting some of this stuff cleaned up, and then we'll come back in here and give you guys a little look at see what the finished product is. All right, folks, just want to give everybody a little rundown on the finished product here, how much difference that made. Probably couldn't really tell too great in another video. Possibly you could, I don't know. Either way, we don't have any more rusted brackets behind the AC compressor. Well, you saw when we pulled them off, so I mean, obviously. Right there in the front bracket, everything's looking good, nice and clean. While you have all your belts and everything off, and that'd be a great time if you haven't already to go ahead and touch up and update the paint on your AC compressor clutch and all your pulleys. I happen to have under-drive pulleys on this car that are all powder coated already. Most of your AC compressor stuff you're gonna run into pretty nasty and rusted. Simple can of high temp satin black will take care of that and get you back looking good. So I want to give you guys just a little look, see what we got going on there. Let you know that it can easily be done at home if you just want to put a few hours in, do a little work there. Also, give you a little sneak peek here of our Southeast Foxbody airbox delete plate. Those of y'all that follow along with us on social media, y'all have already seen that, and how to get one if you want one. But if you haven't seen it yet, makes a world of difference when you get rid of that factory airbox and put on something such as an Anderson power pipe, and you want to get rid of that big old gaping hole right there. That, my friends, is the best way to do it. And I sent them prepped out, scuffed and ready to go. All you got to do is prime and paint them if you want to paint to match, or you can wrap it with vinyl, or however you want to do it. All right, folks, just want to thank everybody for joining us. Appreciate y'all sticking with me here on this first video. Hope I taught you guys something. Stay tuned. We'll do a little bit more different stuff as time goes on, you know, organizing plug wires, you know, other little detail items we'll do, get you ready for car show season. Follow us along on social media. That's at Southeast Foxbody at Instagram, and we have a page on Facebook also. And on Instagram, I am OneFast50. And again, this is the little red devil behind me. And I want to say to you folks, behave, best of luck, God bless, and let's go Brandon.